Okay, brothers and sisters, I wanted to show an example of the saying, error begets more error, okay? In this particular little video I'm making, I just want to show everybody an example of that truth, okay? What you are looking at right now is a snippet of Jimmy Swaggart's, the infamous Expositor Study Bible. Okay, I've done a couple videos on his perverted Bible, a while back, and I just wanted to do another little one just to show everybody an example of error begetting more error. Okay. And what we're looking at right here is Job chapter 40. And what the verses we're focusing on here is verse 15 through verse 24. Okay. And this is having to do with Jimmy Swaggart's gap theory. Okay. Because Jimmy Swaggart believes in the gap theory, he takes a lot of what scientists, or false science so-called, okay, asserts, okay? He believes in the false gap theory, okay? He believes in millions and millions and millions of years, okay? So he does not believe what the Bible truly teaches. When the Bible teaches that dinosaurs were made with men, he does not believe that, okay? He believes dinosaurs were before man. And that's not a fact. Dinosaurs were made with men, if you can rightly interpret the book of Job, okay? When it talks about the behemoth, we all know that that's talking about a dinosaur, okay? But we're about to read what Jimmy Swaggart thinks it's talking about when it says behemoth. And he has to believe that it's not a dinosaur because he believes in the gap theory. He can't believe it's talking about a dinosaur because he believes dinosaurs were around millions of years ago. Okay. So this is one of the classic examples of error begetting more error, because this man believes in the gap theory, because he doesn't even believe the first part of the Bible. He has to interpret stupidity on here. He has to say that the behemoth is a hippopotamus, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry, a lot of you brothers and sisters probably already know about this. You probably already know some people try to interpret behemoth as being a hippopotamus. But I just found out this today. I didn't know that there was that stupidity out there. I thought that everybody understood that the behemoth, the description of the behemoth, is like unto a dinosaur. Okay? But Jimmy Swaggart thinks it's a hippo. Okay? Verse 15, behold, now a behemoth which I made with you, he eats grass as an ox. See what Jimmy says right here. The behemoth is probably the hippo. This particular animal eats grass. Okay? Let's look at the description. Lo, now, his strength is in his loins, and his force is in his navel of his belly. He moves his tail like a cedar. All right, that is the number one thing that debunks this. A hippo has not got a tail that moves like a cedar. Okay? And how big is the cedar? A massive cedar tree. That's what gives this away, is it's got to be a dinosaur. Because a hippo doesn't have a tail comparable to a cedar. Okay? The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. Okay? He is the chief of the ways of God. He who made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Let's see what Jimmy says. In that day, God alone could bring down such a beast. Okay. Now, Jimmy Swaggart thinks that back in the day, the only person that could kill a hippo was God. Okay? I'm sorry. But this has got to be talking about a dinosaur. Okay? What is more believable man not being able to kill a giant long-necked dinosaur, which I believe that's what this is describing, or man can't bring down a hippo. Okay. But let's see. Surely the mountains bring him forth food where all the beasts of the field play. He lies under the shady trees in the covert of the reed and fens. Let's see what Jimmy says. This is exactly descriptive of the hippopotamus, and far less so of the elephant or any other such like animal. Okay. He's just guessing that this is a hippo. He's just throwing that out there. But what he will not say is this is a dinosaur, like it describes. Okay? This is far more of a description, in my opinion, in most people that understand Scripture logically, that this would be far more likely to be a dinosaur with a tail like a cedar, comparable to a cedar. Moves his tail like a cedar. Okay, but the shady trees cover him with their shadow. The willows of the brook compass him about. Behold, he drinks up a river, and hastens not. He trusts that he can draw up Jordan into his mouth. He takes it with his eyes. His nose pierces through snares. Okay. Guys, Jimmy Swaggart has to assert that this is not a dinosaur because he believes in the gap theory and he doesn't believe that God created dinosaurs with man. He does not believe when God made all of creation that it was good. God created everything when he created everything, and that is when the Bible shows perfectly in the beginning of the Bible in Genesis, everything was created then. Dinosaurs weren't around millions and millions of years ago before man was created. Dinosaurs were created while man was on earth, when they were created with all the other animals. We have this clear description in Job that is describing a dinosaur. It's not describing a hippopotamus. A lot of you brothers and sisters out there probably don't care, but I had to make this video, okay, because this is error begetting more error. Just because he believes in the gap theory, he cannot believe the description, the true description of this verse in Job. He must believe it's a stinking hippo. But why does he? I don't understand this. But this is what happens when error begets more error. This is what happens when you cannot believe the Bible because you believe something else that will conflict with the true interpretation of the Scripture you're looking at. Okay, this is a prime example. Jimmy Swaggart's Expositor Study Bible is full of false doctrine comments that he makes. He inserts in the Bible. People tell, oh, it's just his opinion, it's just his opinion. Listen, the Bible is supposed to be objectively true, not subjectively, okay? Every time I argue with somebody about Jimmy Swaggart's Bible, they take me out of context. Oh, you're just attacking him. It's just his opinion. It's just his opinion. But if your opinion, like I said in my last video about this, about the gap theory, if your opinion is not compatible with Scripture, then you are wrong, okay? You can have all the opinions you want, but when they contradict the Bible, they are a wrong opinion, and they should not be believed, okay? Jimmy Swaggart has multiple opinions in his Bible that do not line up with Scripture, okay? Such as women teaching. Jimmy Swaggart says it's fine for a woman to teach if there's not a man around. Does the Bible teach that? No, the Bible does not teach that. Okay, so Jimmy Swaggart believes it's fine for a woman to be the head or whatever. He doesn't believe in the Scripture in Timothy, okay? That's another thing. And then he's the gap theory. And in the first scripture of the Bible, he comes out of the gates with disagreeing with God, okay? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, okay? Jimmy Swaggart says, well, you know, there was a prior habitation before the earth, and then cataclysmic happening, okay? Everybody knows about this. But I'm going to end this video, guys. Listen, error begets more error. Jimmy Swaggart cannot believe Job's true interpretation of this being a dinosaur because he doesn't believe dinosaurs were around. Okay. When men were created, he believes they were around millions and millions of years, eons ago, before man was created. He cannot believe the true doctrine of God creating all the animals together. That's what the Bible teaches. Okay? But God bless everybody, and tell me what you think, guys. Everybody have a good night.